Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Anthony Meir, Global GTM Strategist chez Commercetools. Je viens d'Angleterre, pour ça j'ai un petit accent. Et je travaille pour cette entreprise depuis 2 ans maintenant. Même sur une période aussi courte, j'ai pu voir des changements énormes pour l'industrie e-commerce. Aujourd'hui, c'est une petite leçon d'histoire. Voyons la façon dont 2022 a été un moment charnière, vraiment crucial dans l'évolution du commerce. Ah, mais je sais ce que vous pensez tous. De quoi il nous parle ce roast beef? Ou bisrof en verlan, mais on ne parle pas verlan. Mais un moment charnière, c'est un moment crucial dans l'histoire. C'est quand un changement nous transforme à jamais. Ce sont tous ces moments, les uns après les autres, qui ont remis en question croyances et valeurs, induisant une identité totalement nouvelle. Alors, crucible en anglais, un lieu de test. Souvent, aucun de ces moments charnières sur l'instant n'est identifié. Ce n'est qu'avec le bénéfice du recul qu'il est possible de leur attribuer un sens. Je vais vous donner un exemple d'un moment crucible. Il y a 2 millions d'années, nos ancêtres Homo erectus ont appris à maîtriser le feu. Si la réaction chimique exothermique sous-jacente, le feu, était loin d'être nouvelle, les possibilités qui découlaient de sa maîtrise étaient imprévues. L'histoire du commerce qui nous a tous menés à Paris aujourd'hui est attribuable à une série de moments cruciaux que voici. En 10 000 ans avant notre ère, les Égyptiens de l'Antiquité ont domestiqué le bétail. Les vaches, bien avant d'être transformées en cuir et en steak haché, servaient à l'époque de porte-bagages pour le transport de marchandises. La route de la soie a été tracée et bien d'autres routes commerciales à longue distance ont été établies. En 750 avant notre ère, les pièces de monnaie ont été introduites servant à payer la solde des soldats. Ces morceaux de métal permettaient aux gens de fournir des biens et des services, de communiquer le prix des marchandises. Cela constituait aussi un moyen pour les individus d'acheter, de stocker et de dépenser. Saviez-vous que le premier centre commercial remonte à l'an 110 de notre ère? Nous pouvons y voir les premiers exemples de différenciation de l'expérience client. Et cela se passait comment? Les propriétaires de cet espace permettaient à des vendeurs tiers de présenter leurs produits dans leurs locaux en prélevant une partie des résultats des ventes. En 1100 après Jésus-Christ, nos concurrents SAP Ibris, Salesforce, Commerce Cloud et Magento ont été créés. Je plaisante, ils ne sont pas si vieux que cela. It was a joke. It normally comes out better in English, but there you go. Next. Do you guys mind if I just do it in English? Yeah? No? No? Oui? Okay, let's go. But in 1886, continuing with our story, Richard Sears had a vision. This guy over here, the Bogos himself. According to him, Americans with every belief, background, and locale should go on his catalog and order a product from the comfort of their home. He basically started modern e-commerce. And it's worth mentioning that at the time, 66% of Americans lived in rural areas, and they had a limited access to products. So Sears had a very unique ability to change and anticipate changes in the consumers' behavior, and his strategy pivoted accordingly. At its peak, his catalog offered over 100,000 products. In '79, this guy, Michael Aldrich, invented online shopping by connecting a television and a domestic telephone line. And in 1994, that's not Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos founded an online library, Amazon.com. And in the same year, the guy on the left, Pierre Omidyar, founded eBay. Basically, these marketplaces took the same approach as the Roman market, offering merchants a space on their website to sell products where they would take a percentage of the revenue. This is the marketplace model that we've become so familiar with. And in 1997, for real, Hybris was founded and then bought out by SAP. In the same year, or the year after actually, PayPal was created. It's basically an online transferring service that I'm sure you're all familiar with. And finally in the world, people were able to send money to any other country, which was huge for the adoption of commerce. But the most important event for digital commerce was my birth in 1998. I was quite an obese baby, but we'll move. But why is my birth actually a key moment in commerce? It's because I'm a proud representative of Gen Z. And what does Gen Z for me mean for you? Gen Z represents the next wave of your clients. And we're slightly different to other generations. So let me explain. You know, we like to do things alternatively. That's why we drink oat milk. We're much more environmentally conscious. That's why brands like Vestiaire Collective or luxury retailers have started allowing resale of their products. Vintage has also become a huge trend. We've been used to growing up on the internet. We're spoiled. We want things now. We want things instantly. Creating customer experiences that provide that instant gratification is crucial. We spend our time differently to other generations. 76% of Gen Zers say they're likely to go on TikTok to validate a purchase before placing that order. 59% of US Gen Zs are gamers. As of 2020, we officially have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. Now, what does this mean for retailers? Let's go back to our story. I know you're enjoying the timeline so much. So back to 2004, and the reason I'm speaking so much about Amazon is because everyone sees Amazon as the tip of the iceberg. They see it for its immense success today. But in 2004, e-commerce only represented 5% of the total retail market. Amazon kept trying things, the site kept crashing in the lead up to Christmas, and they just weren't winning. So they decided to create Amazon.com and pair Amazon.com with Prime Video, and through constant iteration, trying and failing, they basically landed on a winning ticket. 2010s, because today is Cyber Lundi, I thought it'd be appropriate to show this at how e-commerce adoption rose throughout the last decade. Starting in 2012, total Cyber Monday deals was around $650 million. That figure's now reached over $11 billion. So, the rise of e-commerce adoption of platforms, of websites to cater for this rising demand was something we saw in the 2010s. And then 2020 hit us all with a massive shock. And the brands that realized that digital was more than just a channel, which it was basically representing their whole business, are the brands on the left that I will speak about in a second. But these three on the right, American retailers, household names, didn't have the right digital commerce architecture behind, and therefore they went bankrupt. Whereas, companies like we work with, like Promod, they were able to pivot rapidly and meet customers on different channels, whether it was on social media or online, and be able to completely digitize their business. Burberry added digital appointments, so you couldn't go into their stores, but you could go on their website and interact one-on-one with a customer associate to recreate their exceptional online experience. Target in the US launched curbside pickup in just 7 days, so you were able to go to their stores and place an order from the side of the road. And, Ulta Beauty, our client in the States, basically the equivalent of Sephora in the States, launched the same curbside pickup, buy online, pick up in store in just 7 days. So that ability to pivot is enormous for brands, and we're only seeing that tendency increase. But everyone thinks innovation is that tip of the iceberg, that, that eureka moment. But it's not. It's actually a gradual process, like I spoke about with Amazon, of trying, of failing, of trying again, of reallocating your developers' time and resources. And that is why we've included this graph. To put it into perspective, Amazon made 50 million little updates to their website in 2020. Little changes, moving the add to cart button from the left to the right, that can cost millions of pounds, euros. We don't see that underlying technology and architecture is crucial in allowing this constant innovation. So what Commercetools says is we're going to work with brands to adopt that Amazon mindset so they can constantly release, constantly make changes. And, we don't know how to predict the future, but we can equip you with the right technology to be able to react. So on the left, we have, I joked earlier, on the right, we have the solutions that were really created from the end of the 1990s and, extended into 2000s. And they were built, they basically pioneered commerce. We wouldn't be here without them today. But when they were built, they couldn't expect that TikTok, one-click checkout, Black Friday, or someone eating a pangolin in Wuhan was going to be a thing. So, they were built with their version of commerce in mind. And, that works for some, but right now, we're living in a very uncertain world, so being able to have a very agile architecture is what our brands are basically using us for. Next slide, please. And when you look at the code behind the traditional approaches, behind, the old school of solutions, everything's in a tightly coupled box, which is good if you want to pay for a platform that has all the functionality you need in one. It's good. You don't have to make modifications. You use their templates. But as companies are pivoting quicker, they have their own unique brand experience to create. This approach is holding them back. So the way our philosophy is, offer commerce, e-commerce, so everything that's around products, orders, carts, offer that as one separate brick and go and choose the other bricks in a best-of-breed approach that can complete your stack. So whether that's the search part or fulfillment or, amazing customer experience, commerce should sit alongside that functionality. And the advantages of this is you can make changes a lot easier and stay quick and agile. So what do we know about the future of commerce? We don't know anything. We can't predict the future. If someone told me the UK would have left the EU or the Queen would have died a couple years ago, I wouldn't have believed them. But, these things happen, and we need to adapt and move on. But what we can do is make predictions based on what our clients are building on top of our architecture, what they're saying as well. You know, a big topic of conversation is the rise of middle classes in countries like China, like Vietnam, like Brazil, Argentina. There was a 125% increase in e-commerce adoption. You know, these types of markets, to be able to quickly spin up a website and launch to them is potentially very lucrative in an increasingly competitive market. You know, improve customer experiences, the use of augmented reality, maybe when you're buying furniture and fashion products, and fit is a really big consideration. To be able to you know, use your phone to scan where product might fit within your living room. What might happen to the online store? I don't know, but it's looking like it's going to become a digital showroom. It's going to become part of the journey where your customers will go to the store, try on, see the look and feel of an item, but then maybe place an order online. How are you catering for that shift in consumer behavior? And whether the metaverse is all a buzzword or not, we don't know. Commercetools, we don't know. We're not going to have a prediction on it. But what we can see is Facebook are investing huge amounts of money in the metaverse. Whether it's going to catch on or not, whether me and you are going to do our shopping in the metaverse in 5 years, I don't know. But it's looking like a trend. Gucci sold a handbag virtually for about 350,000 Roblox, which is a virtual currency in the game on the left there. So that could be a theme in the future. This is what we know about the future. Nothing. Yeah, this is just The Economist, the geopolitical magazine. They try and predict the future each year, and each year they fail. So just to show you that. Thanks. Another Buzz Lightyear meme. So these are some of the logos that Commercetools work with. And, you know, these logos kind of mean nothing without the stories behind them. So I'll give you a couple of these stories. So we're a headless commerce platform, which means we don't dictate where commerce might be, you know, taking place. For example, Audi, they wanted to create more competition to Tesla. So they pre-built their cars with functionality, and we power commerce from inside the cars. So let's say you needed heated seats to go to the ski slopes this weekend. You could go into your car, into Audi, and buy heated seats just for a couple of days and pay for it on our commerce engine. This is a great use case of like a future commerce possibility that we're facilitating. John Lewis, a huge retailer in the UK, they do about 3.5 billion euros in online orders. They were only making 5 updates to their whole e-commerce platform each year. And now they're making about 6,000 with our commerce engine. So they started by replacing their search, and then they moved to the more transactional layers of their business. And then Lego, their site kept crashing on Black Friday, and so they migrated to Commercetools, and now we support them making up to 80 orders a second each Black Friday. So yeah, last slide, but with Commercetools, you know, you can find your crucible moment, your key business decision that you want to drive. The possibilities are limitless. Thank you very much.